No one is truly who they say they are online. I started this channel, a very big push and a very big mantra of mine was that I was not going to be lazy when it came to this. That was a lie. The last couple videos haven't been the best, as you can tell, because I just straight up, I've been kind of lagging it, doing shorts the day of and recording videos the day before. Like right now it's Thursday at probably 9 p.m. and I need a video for 10 a.m. tomorrow. So that's what this video is. So nobody is truly who they are online. A lot of people will lead you to believe that they're a certain way online. They're never going to be exactly what you think they are. I'm a prime example of that. I preached that I was going to stay off my phone. I was going to be hella busy. I was going to be putting in a bunch of work. And I have probably spent more time on Instagram the last couple of days and the last couple of weeks than I have even before that video. So if you're ever working on something or you're trying to kind of build something, say you're working on your own channel or you're trying to achieve better job success and you realize you start to slip, the most important part about it is just realizing you're slipping and making adjustments. And that's what I'm going to start doing with this. I'm going to be putting a lot more effort into it. You guys need to be putting a lot more effort into everything you're doing too. I apologize for like the recent kind of crappy videos, honestly. They have not been that good. My shorts have not been that good. They've been thrown together very hastily because I'm doing them at like 1 in the morning the night before, trying to like, okay, just got to survive a couple more days. And that's not the type of content that you guys deserve. That's something that I need to work on. And that's something that I'm going to work on. And that's something I'm trying to work on. I want this to be a informative resource. I want people to be able to watch these videos and gather information on it and learn from them, not just have a bunch of bullshit ass videos like they've recently been. I have been coming up with a ton of different video ideas and I sit down and record them and I just cannot speak. I've been having so much trouble just getting coherent statements about what I'm talking about. I had a fast food and like just crap food video planned that I was starting to film and I could just, for the life of me, could not film it. I would talk about something and it just came out weird. Eventually, I just gave up on that whole video. I'm probably gonna revisit it later because I really do think that fast food and junk food is a pretty big problem, especially if you live in the United States like I do. It's definitely something that is a major problem for a lot of people and is gonna continue to be a major problem for a lot of people. You will slip. It's almost like a recovery kind of thing. Like at times you're gonna use again, you're gonna drink again. And that's the way I kind of try and look at being lazy and work ethic is you're gonna have your times where you're really, really, really high and you're gonna have your down points. And I really hope this is recording. I'm a little worried. Hold on. Okay, thank God, because that would have been really bad. But you're gonna have these moments where you just are trying your best to stay busy, but you have things in the way, or you're just letting yourself get away with too much. I was letting myself get away with too much. I was letting myself scroll mindlessly through YouTube shorts, scroll on Instagram, and at the end of the day, the point that I'm trying to hammer into myself is all the time that you spend on these apps is time that you could have spent doing something productive, and that's just something I have to keep beating into myself because even me, like I know I preach all of it and yet I'm going around and doing the exact thing I'm preaching against. You just have to realize that everybody online is putting on a persona. Everybody does it. Everybody does. Everybody's going to show you their highs, and nobody's going to show you their lows. I got finals coming up. I have videos that need to be done. I have stuff that needs to be worked on, and I have just been disregarding all of it, and I've been just lazy. I know that's a common thing for a lot of people because a lot of people like go through their procrastination phases, and that's what I'm going through right now, which I'm trying to break out of again, which the whole video that I talked about, this video right here, was supposed to be my breaking out of it stage. But I started to go back into it and I started falling back into Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts. I wish I could just delete all of it, but because I have to at least have some stuff, like I need to have the Instagram just to check, to see my stats, to see everything. And I need to have the YouTube because I watch YouTube videos a lot of the times to try and gain ideas and get stuff like that, that I wish I could just get rid of it. But I need to just focus on cutting out Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts. Because once I can do that, that's going to make a lot of this a lot more easier. It's going to make it a lot more streamlined. It's going to give me a lot more time to work on videos and make them better. And that's the way that you should look at whatever you're trying to accomplish too. If you're trying to start a fitness channel, you have to cut out anything that's not related to fitness, at least for while you're starting. So that way you can keep your mind clear of all distractions and just focus on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to start a fitness channel and then you start looking into other aspects of content creation or other avenues and stuff like that, that's good to branch out. But the problem with branching out too much is you lose sight of what you were originally doing. Like I had talked with some of my friends about starting a short film channel, and the problem with that is that takes away so much time from this and from you guys that it's not feasible. That doesn't make sense. That's not going to get me to where I want to be. It's just going to create more hurdles, because then I go from 26, I think at the time of this video, 26 subscribers back to 0, to then build up to what, 50, and then start another thing. So set your sights on what you want to do. If you want to start a YouTube channel, if you want to get into car racing, if you want to do anything, disregard anything else that you don't think is what you want to do. Really sit down and decide one or the other. Pursuing multiple things is the quickest way to lose track of what you're trying to do, because that's what I try to do. I try to juggle so many things. I try to juggle running a company, running a YouTube channel, running a gaming channel, going to work, and going to school. And there's no world in which that's possible. You only have so many hours in the day to allocate that across all these different things. So I realized that. I closed down the company. I took school a little more seriously, shut down the gaming channel, and now I'm focusing on school, work, and this channel. I want to harbor and foster a community of people who are relatively like-minded as I am, because that's the way you get anywhere. If you want to start a clothing company, you need to get people who are interested in clothing, interested in marketing, interested in advertising, interested in all of this stuff to be able to come together to build something together. Without the collaboration on a grand scale, you're not going to get anywhere. It's just the sad truth of it. You need to have everything allocated and all of your time to one thing and just make it happen. And that's what I'm trying to do. I don't want to live my life thinking about, I could have done this if I would have just put more time into it. Because there's going to come a time, everybody always says, oh, you have more than enough time to do whatever you want to do. Like, don't stress yourself out. Like, oh, focus on what you want to do, but still live your life. Unless you're Colonel Sanders, who started KFC at 60 or whatever the hell, I don't remember the number. You're not likely to actually do that. Like, you need to just do it as soon as you can and stick to it. It doesn't matter what time you start it, but if you don't give your full effort, full attention to it, it's not going to get anywhere. And then you're going to be pushing 50, looking back and saying, if only I had just put a little more time or a little more effort into this as opposed to this, I maybe would have gotten somewhere. And why do you want to let it get to that point? You don't want to let it get to that point. You need to be proactive, and you just need to push for it. And you need to realize that time is so limited. You have so little time to do everything in your life. You have so little time to achieve what you want to achieve. And if you don't achieve it within a certain amount of time, there's going to be a point where it's not feasible anymore. There's no chance. And that's just the mentality you have to beat into your skull if you're really trying to do something. You cannot just push it off for another day. Even through all of this talk right now, there's a chance that I might still be lazy. I might sit here and beat myself up over these videos and beat myself over the quality, beat myself over the upload level and the consistency. And I might still do the one thing that I'm telling myself not to do, because nobody's perfect and people are going to lie to themselves and say, I did enough today. I worked hard enough. And when you get that stuck in your brain, so that was awesome. I had an amazing 5 other minutes of talking that just my phone just decided it didn't want to record anymore. There's going to be this little gap, and you're going to have this larger gap. This large gap right here is going to be the time that you're trying to stay busy and productive and the motivation that you have. The second that you fall into this little gap right here of everything was going well, but I need to kind of like take a break and relax, that's where everything goes to shit. Taking breaks is going to fuck everything up. Like, I'm talking straight up right now because I'm so fucking pissed that video just stopped. Because I'm telling you, that was fucking grade A. I'm not advocating to work yourself to death because that's not going to get you where you want to be. Is it going to help? Fuck yes, it's going to help. But there comes a point where you push way too fucking hard. You need to find that middle ground of I'm doing enough that I possibly can while still giving myself at least 5 minutes to breathe. Because the thing you have to realize is when you give yourself that breather, that can be this is your tipping point. Either everything goes back to motivation or everything falls off a cliff and it's over. You lose everything you worked for. You lose all the time you put into it. You lose all the effort you put into it. Just like I lost all the effort into that 7, 8, I don't even know how long that speech was. Once you slip up, once you start losing consistency is the most important thing. Once you give yourself time to focus on other things or to let it change what you want is when everything dies. So never let anything in your mind shift the way you're thinking and shift what you want to do. Where consistency disappears is where dreams and motivation and progress go to die. And never forget that. I can sit here and tell you that after making this video, I'm going to do as best as I can. I'm going to create more videos. I'm going to increase my upload schedule. I can tell you all of this, but none of it matters unless it actually gets done. You can sit there and tell yourself you're going to make so many things happen. You're going to get so far in life. You're going to create so much. But unless you create it, unless you get far, unless you do it, all of that is talk and it's just a bunch of fucking bullshit. You are going to look back when you're 50, 60, however fucking old. You're going to look back and you're going to think to yourself, there was so much that I could have done. There was so many things I could have achieved, but I fucked it all up because I decided that I was pushing myself too hard. You have only so much time in your life, and how you allocate the time in that life is what makes people great and what makes people envy those who actually accomplished it. Do you really want to live your life looking at the successes of your peers and other people in your life? Or do you want to be looked up to? That's really what it boils down to.